Hello, hashtag #AskB with Bike With Me 16, a ride along the beach. Townsville is a beachside city next to the Coral Sea and the Great Barrier Reef, which is endangered by global warming. And it's underneath all that blue-green. A few days ago, a man was seriously mauled by a bull shark about 100 odd kilometres north of here. However, shark attacks, although rare, are frightening events because the injuries can be so horrible. So out there in all that brine, denizens lurk ready for the return of the tourist season when COVID-19, which has been held up for a vaccine. Now, the first thing that I noticed, I haven't been down to the beach for a long time, is the erosion. It's considerable. We've been through a couple of major floods and we've also endured some cyclones, and it's a real shocker. And as we get further along, you just see there's a plaque here which explains how sand has been replaced, and it's at great cost. But the global warming is causing this, folks, all along the coastal areas of Australia. This is a serious issue. Going back to the sharks, I have a body that looks like a shark attack victim as I count intrusive surgeries in the hundreds. I never swim in public. Children stare. And you can see all this sort of construction to hold back the sea and to pump up the sand, and I had to push the bike up on this, and I had to go quite a while to get down to an area where I could ride my bike along the beach. However, it gives me an opportunity to talk about something else, because last weekend Queensland had a state election. If Queensland was an independent nation, it would be the world's 16th larger, being approximately the same size as Mexico, Indonesia or Mongolia. We have a total formal first preference vote by party. Total enrolment is 3,377,476. The Labor Party, which is spelt without a U, won in a landslide. Some say it was the harsh lockdown promoted by Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk, you try spelling it, who has become the first female to be re-elected for a third term in the state. She's a very earthy, commonsensical person. However, the Conservative parties under various names had a very low vote before the pandemic and never increased their margins. A lot of the problems in that is that there are several of them and there is only one Labor Party. What do they say? United we stand, divided we fall. Too many cooks in that political kitchen. We have a Conservative Prime Minister who believes in miracles and prays a lot. I think with a few Labor wins, he is feeling a little uncomfortable. He is frankly, in my opinion, tarnished by his slow response to the terrible bushfire season earlier in the year. His religiosity is also unwelcome in response to two difficult times. They come as hollow words. People are judged by their deeds, not their platitudes. So I had to go nearly all the way down to where the town common was to get onto part of the beach, because this is beach restoration here on the right, and the town common of course on the left, and you can't just sort of barge through all this because it needs to be protected. So I get up here and I can go down. I just had to stop here for a while because there was a notice and I wasn't sure if the sign on it said no bicycle, but it was no motorbikes, and nothing to do with bicycles, thank goodness. And it also had rules about dogs on leashes and when you could let them loose and so forth. So here we are, and a few kilometres that other way was Palaranda, and there's the city. That's Castle Hill or Kutharinga right in the middle of, and I can just sort of career along here. Now you can see how the beach sort of goes up to the foreshore, and that's just the way it always was, and it has now in certain areas being eroded up to 2 meters in some places. The drop is quite phenomenal, and this has happened in the time that I have lived in Townsville, and it's quite a shocker. The bike does well, it just sort of careers along, and there are very few people along here enjoying it because we just don't have any tourists anymore. That trade has just dried up. There are no foreign faces walking along the streets. It's going to take a long time to fix. And here's the world's friendliest dog, some sort of Labrador cross, and there were a couple of people there, and that was about it. And so I just continue on, but I will have to push back up through that sand because you know, I won't be able to get up the very high ridge that is caused by the erosion. Now looking back, can you see, I'm looking down, there's hardly a track. You know, this is the beauty of this fat bike. It doesn't leave any marks on the road, which I'm rather pleased about because, you know, I'm not leaving a heavy ecological imprint or print, whatever. Okay, next bike ride will kill me, that's for sure, because Bike With Me 17 is a visit to Kootaringa, or that big rock castle hill in the middle of the Townsville. That's going to be fun. The views from the top are quite spectacular, but getting up there, it's just short of a mountain, so it should be all fun. Thanks for watching.